So in a previous section, we were talking about exponential equations like this one right here. We were wanting to figure out how to solve for x. Well, we can solve for x in this problem doing it algebraically. However, we're not going to have that luxury to be able to do that every time, and sometimes it'll be faster doing it a different way, and that is using logs. This logarithmic function, well, let's look at some more examples here of converting from exponential to logarithmic. So let's say that we had, I don't know, let's say we've got log 8, and this time we're going to have x squared plus x. So don't let this throw you off here. Now we want to go from logarithmic form to exponential form. So we're just going to rewrite this x squared plus x is equal to, and this becomes 8 to the first power. Okay, so now it is back in exponential form. Alright, let's look at something you might experience with a calculator. For example, let's say we had log of x plus 1 is equal to 4. Well, the question is, there's nothing written here. Okay, well, I guess that's not a question, that's a statement, but question is, what is supposed to be here, right? What is the base? And there's nothing here. Well, it turns out there's a 10. Okay, we just don't write it there. So there's assumed, if this is blank right here, there's assumed to be a 10 here. So that means we would write this as x plus 1 is equal to 10 to the fourth power. So on most calculators, you consider to be log base 10. And if you're trying to work something that has log base 3, well, then we'll have to know the properties of logarithms in order to do that. Okay, there's a way to rewrite this using the properties of logarithms, and I believe that's what I get into in the next section. Alright, so anyway, this is converting from log to exponential, and of course, if I had something like this and we wanted to go from exponential to logarithmic, right, we would say log base 3 of 10 is equal to x, So this is from exponential to logarithmic, and you will definitely need to know how to go back and forth between the two. Now, if I had a log base e of, let's say, 3, and that's equal to x. Alright, you're probably wondering, if you don't know, what is this number here? E is considered to be 2.71, and it's got some other stuff after that to infinity. So this number here is E, 2.71, you know, a lot like pi, which was yesterday, pi day, 3.1415926, and yada yada yada, on and on. But anyway, this is a transcendental number. It's an irrational number. And if we had base e here, we wouldn't write this like this. There's a shorter way of writing this, and we would say just ln. This is known as the natural log. We would say the natural log of 3 is equal to x. Okay, so that's the way we would write that. We wouldn't write that with the base e. If we're working with base e, then we write it just like this. Now, going from logarithmic to exponential, this would be 3 is equal to e, that's the base, raised to the x. So if we have e raised to the x is equal to 3, and we want to convert this from exponential form to logarithmic form, this is how we would do that. So I thought I needed to throw that in. So the main ones are e and 10, right? If this is blank, okay, then there's a 10 written here. If it's blank and it says ln, right, then that means that there's an e here, obviously, which is approximately this number here, 2.71. It goes on forever, yada yada yada. Alright.